Listen, all who are thirsty. The river of life will flow into all the lands. Now there was a guardian angel, the Satan, that lived in the Garden of Eden, who stood in the splendor on the holy mountain with God. But he sinned against God. He chose to harm people everywhere by gaining power and control over the nations. He tempted them with power and wealth in exchange for loyalty to him rather than God. So God drove him out of the garden from the holy mountain in shame. The Creator God placed a river that flowed down from the Garden of Eden into 4 separate rivers that traveled throughout the land. The Pishon flowed through the entire land of Havilah. Havilah was filled with gold, reflecting God's holiness and glory. Havilah's trees and plants had a sticky, sweet-smelling substance that embodied the richness of God's provision. Havilah was filled with onyx, providing a firm foundation, reflecting the beauty and value of God's character. The second river was called the Gihon, and it traveled all over the entire land of Cush, nourishing the land with his abundance and sustenance found in the life-giving water. The third river was the Tigris, and it flowed freely into the land known as the cradle of civilization, showing that God's abundance is for all, reminding us of the flow of history and divine providence in all things. The fourth river, the Euphrates, is mentioned the least in the beginning, but it's mentioned the most throughout God's grand story. It was the longest river spanning across many nations, reminding us that God's abundant provision reaches to all nations. Each river flowed from God's mountain house, intending to bless the nations. When man chose wickedness, death spread across the land instead of God's blessings. God sent purifying water that covered the whole earth to wipe out the wickedness of man. Even with seeing this powerful reminder, man chose to continue to spread the wickedness instead of fruitfulness across the lands that were intended to be a gift from God.